going to discuss about strategic compensation management. No? This is one of the component in Unit 5. Strategic compensation management. See, usually when it compensation, the term itself is sounds like strategy, right? Earlier we discussed about that. So compensation is usually paid to employees for the services they render to the organization. So here the term obviously replacing the old terms of the wages and salaries. Nowadays organizations are preferring to use the term as compensation. So traditionally it was that organizations which pays the compensation to the employees, which is based on their experience, nature of the job and the level of management that their designation falls in. But here strategic compensation design is adding an advantage for compensation designs and all, which is an effective trade-off between the cost optimization and achieving the strategic intent of organization. So obviously somehow we can say it as a return on investment. Usually the business environments, being they are competitive in the environment, this compensation is always looks like in the organizational perspective, it is return on investment. So while cost rationalization and return on investment, which is going to be maximized, that will continue to drive the organizational compensation design. So while strategically designing the compensation, organizations normally use a principle which is named as half to three principle. Wherein, what is the concept of this principle? Let us look into that. So this principle recommends that organization has to employ half of the number as employees and they have to pay double of the salaries to the half of the employees and getting 3 times of work back to the organization from those half of the employees. So this is how the organizations do follow this principle, wherein it almost comes under strategical compensation design. So however, such a compensation structure, definitely it cannot override any legal and institutional requirements. So here we can see all this in detail, how this strategically designed compensation structure, it will fit to the organization, whether every organization can able to follow this as common thing when it comes to strategical design and all. That is what we are going to look into this chapter. So usually the strategy is a part of decisions where concerning about the policies, practices of an organizational system usually. So here the organizational system which encompasses all functional areas and simultaneously understanding the organizational system. That means which helps to formulate the organization strategies. If you do remember the Mintzberg, he gave 8 leadership styles and all, right? So likewise we know the Mintzberg. So he told when he, in his research during 1998, he identified total 10 schools of strategies. Strategic management, this is obviously implied to the strategic management. So he told 10 schools in under the category of strategy. So these 10 schools broadly categorized under perspective schools, descriptive viewpoints. So again, these 10 schools divided into 2 perspectives. That means perspective schools, descriptive viewpoints. So what does perspective schools means? Here perspective schools are, again, they are classified into design, planning and positioning, 3 categories. And whereas descriptive schools are categorized into 7 districts. That means entrepreneurial school, cognitive school, power school, learning school, cultural school, environmental schools and confederation schools. Actually, I am not getting into detail, just to give a focus on the strategic management. If we have a thought of this, So Mintzberg has gave this 10 types of schools, that means wherein the process will be followed by the organizations. So here compensation design and strategy, how it interlinks. So after looking into the contributions of these schools and their thoughts, that's actually it is clear the process of strategy formulation is always being a challenge to the organizations. So whereas strategic management do have some processes wherein formulation of a strategy is highly challenged and it has to be effective to implement further steps and all. So that organization practices in strategically designing the compensation structure, these formulations are being varying widely. So in fact, this compensation designing is generally influenced by more than one school of thought. But still, their organizations are opting, depending on the policies that they made, the relevant strategy that they could apply for that organizational processes. Next, strategic compensation design. How to design strategic compensation. Before that, we have to know the strategic planning. Before getting into the strategic compensation design, we have to know what is strategic planning. So here, strategic planning is nothing but it's a process of thinking through the current mission of the organization with due cognizance of current environmental conditions, both external environment and internal environment. So these plans will set some guidelines for future decisions, and these decisions are responsible for the outcomes of strategic decisions. So strategic planning, like every planning, every organization will define the strategic planning in terms of vision and mission statements. So here vision refers to the intentions that are broad and that represents the forward thinking of the organization. So that the vision of an organization describes aspirations of the organization in future. Whereas mission statement is a little different from the vision, of course, wherein vision statement is always sounds like tangible form of mission statement. So the mission statement is articulates the vision, obviously. Here the organization's mission statement can change from time to time. When we look into the differences between vision and mission, vision is for long term and mission is for short term. So how this change will occur depending on the business purpose. So organizations has to attempt some questions while framing a mission statement. Before framing the mission statement, they have to have some answers like what is the purpose of organization, and another thing is what is the uniqueness of that services particularly to this organization, and what is the difference between that organization progress after 3 years or after 5 years, where the organization want to see them, and who are their key stakeholders, and what are their primary goods and services, how they want to grow their business in future, and their values, beliefs to progress with their policies and practices. If they could answer all these, finally they will come up with a statement which is called as mission statement. So this is what has to be done prior to strategic compensation design. From these mission statements, the organization could be able to identify the competitors by setting the goals for the organization. Later, this strategic compensation design will come. So what does it mean? What is strategic compensation design? So strategic compensation design is a systematic approach which is adopted by an organization to achieve several objectives. And these objectives will assist the organization while recruiting and while analyzing the job performance of employees, and by taking the response of their satisfaction levels. These factors will help while designing the compensation, strategic compensation, so that the organizations align their strategy and mission, obviously the values, objectives, strategy and leadership, as well for the performance management systems also. Whereas these strategic compensations are designed for long-term success. So these organizations design such compensation which are flexible, which are transparent, which are competitive in nature, which are performance oriented. So by adopting the following process, the organization can design an effective strategic compensation design. Let us look into this. What are those processes? First one is looking into the history and background of the organization, understanding the principles and norms. So while designing the strategic thing, that should not deviate the objective of the organization. That's what background check. What for the organization, what it was being employed, and what are the values they are strongly believe, how it was progressing. For this, they have to check the background. And using various work groups to understand the issue, such as cost management, principles of equity, and collective bargaining process of organization. So this is also will come under the background verification, but particularly with these regarding of the points, the strategic team has to collect the points to this. And focusing on performance management and its structure, which is setting and adjusting the job evaluation process. And pay progression strategies, that means paying the hikes and all. Variable pays, what is the structure of the variable pays, and special pays if any, and paid time offs, and other strategic rewards what they were implementing earlier, and how it works towards the betterment of the organization. It almost sounds like self-check, background self-check of organizations. So, and ensuring compliance with legislative and regulatory norms. Compliance, whether all the designs earlier progress, whether it is complied with the legislative norms or not, that has to be checked. And as well as they have to know about the recent upgradations of the legal issues where they could able to implement our current strategic compensation planning. And integrating the results of entire process, which has to develop the desire of compensation program. So here the results, whatever the prior process was done by organization, that has to be, that means prior experience has to add advantage for current designs. That is what the point means for. And while designing this strategic compensations, organization has to emphasize on matching this compensation designs with the competitors' compensation plans, wherein it allows to differentiate the variable components of that company and this company. So what are those variable components? How the competitors are paying bonus, what kind of incentives they are coming up with, what kind of stock options they are giving to their employees and all, that has to be checked. And organizations has to ensure the internal equity for the base compensation part. Internal equity. There should not be any bias between the employees, whoever or falls in same pay bands. So, but for variable assignments, that means for basic pay we need not show much bias and no bias at all. But the variable assignments, which will be paid for the performance evaluation, which will be given for towards the performance, that could be varied from a person internally, where this practice will ensure the competitiveness among the employees. And this aspect also gives same competitiveness with the external environment. That means we can compete, the organization can compete with the competitive organizations. So here market competition is playing very vital role in making of the strategic compensation design. What is this market competition in sense? Where we are checking the job evaluation, where we are checking the competitors strategies. What are the competitive strategies in the competition design? That is what we are calling here market competition. So that will help to design an effective compensation, strategic compensation designs. So some organizations, those derive the benefits of strategic intent, and always they used to refrain from adopting the common compensation model. That means they want to follow some uniqueness where they are comparing with their competitors. So in these organizations, usually the compensation is varied across the functions, and even that will differ in the levels of management also. So these strategic compensation designs is specific to the business needs. When they are aligning with the business needs, obviously the KPIs and KRAs will be elevated. According to that KPIs and KRAs, the performance of an organization could be elevated. Okay. So some important areas like here some important areas of compensation, strategic compensation design considers the aspects of job evaluation and structure. That means job structure, description, job roles and responsibilities and all, and the pay progressions. That means whether the hikes are being given depending on the performance or not. And performance management, typically what kind of a system their organization is being adopted. And variable pay structures, premium or special pays. That is most often for executive levels. And paid time offs. That means some declared leaves with a payment. All these things has to be considered while designing the strategic compensation per organization. So this is what strategic compensation will do. We have strategic compensation policies. So usually these strategic compensation policies is very important after the compensation designs. So this will be useful to frame the strategic compensation program, wherein organizations emphasize at the outset on developing a compensation policies. So this could be done by duly forming a compensation committee which will decide the issues like degree of differences in the pay structures which is across all the hierarchy levels, and regarding the functions of particular job and degree of the market compatibility and the differences in the ratio of base pay and variable pay. Such things has to be needed for the committee. This information is much needed for the committee to frame the compensation policies. So some strategic compensation policy statements, usually for the hypothetical organizations like randomly pre-select, these compensation policies and philosophies should not ignore the organizational business and operational strategies, which ensures that they are compatible with business needs. So let us see what are those hypothetical organizations compensation policy statements usually. First one is to allow attraction and retention of high quality professionals. First one is being pulling the talented candidates. And second one is to reward employees based on their support to the organizational specific activities. So when the employees are keeping in mind the organization goals and working towards that, that support will be accountable to get a reward. And to reward the employees based on their experience and performance. So here experience matter, how the experience is influencing the performance of an individual. That has to be rewarded. And to achieve and maintain consistency, equity and fairness while evaluating the compensating employees. So the transparency among all these factors will give job satisfaction to the employees, as well as the efforts should be consistent with the organization vision. That means again the focus has to be done by the employees. And to promote the communication with and participation by different departments. That means promote the communication, the way that channels of communication and the information floating within the organization is very important, and it helps in developing effective compensation programs. So the communication of these kind of the things, how that you are being evaluated for your performance. Unless if it communicates, nobody knows about this. If communication limits to some people, the bias may occur in future. That's what the policy has to be like that. The policies, that means the information has to float in the organization through proper channels. Strategic compensation and talent issues in global hiring. So this really matters wherein we are in the globalization era, right? So the increase of shortage of talented employees, as well as the organizations are really scouting for not only for just domestic, even for globalized talents. So here talent is increasingly becoming a major competitive differentiator, and it is being the source of organization success and sustainability, so that the organizational are looking for longer term perspective. That's what they like to hire. They wish to hire all the talent worldwide. So before hiring the talents globally, organization must try to understand the implications of their strategic compensation decisions. Otherwise, these compensation decisions may make the organizations which may deviate from the performance related way. That's why organizations long-term perspective has to be valued, as well as optimizing the cost of compensation. And at achieving the success in hiring the global talent really requires the strategic compensation management, which typically focuses on few points like we listed here, like reinforced performance related pay. We know PRP, performance related pay, reinforced, that means which strengthens. So this has to be with logical distribution of weights. Again, this has to balance between the individual and group assignments. That means group achievement of the goals. So strength and PRP is always recommended. Next one is engaging the people in deciding the elements of compensation, wherein the employees or some people may take part in, whoever are working for the job, they will know which should be valued more, right? So that's what engaging the people in identifying the elements of compensation. That is, there may be every possibility that some compensation element may not be the right fit. Right? Here, wherein we are talking about globalization, cultural issues are very important. And particular country may have very particular thing when we are evaluating the performance of it. That's what many things has to be come to account. That's what the organization has to take an initiative to engage the employees in decision making of compensation. And next one is communicating the employees regarding compensation plan, which will avoid the confusion, which provides the transparency about the system to the employees. So here lack of transparency always may lead to employees some suspicious things are going on in the organization. If they are not aware of the compensation policies of organization, definitely they may feel something is being hid from me, right? So here communication ensures the transparency and it helps the employees to get clarification on everything that is required for the strategic compensation and to pool the candidates of talents of global. And finally, while designing the compensation strategy, organizations may, wherever required, they have to follow the segmented reward strategy, segmented, depending on the responsibility held by the organization. So, however, they need not be careful about too much of inequity. That means where we are going with very specific things, it may frustrate the real talents, right? When we are being much specific, that may annoy the people who are working on that particular assignment. Next is strategic compensation design practices. So these design practices, it is very much necessary to develop compelling the strategy for the organization as a whole and then think of strategic compensation issues. So here with this design practices and all, we can list the strategic compensation design practices which is following by industry practices. Like what are those industry practices? Let us look into that. Understanding the company's compensation policies or philosophies. So what is that? What you want to pay? The company, what they want to pay and its results and the behaviors of that and the people or positions. And second one is about how the company want to pay and what would be the company's competitive strength and what percentage of market reference point would be added advantage. How the company want the compensation mix. So this has to be taken care and compensation philosophy has to reflect the values and beliefs of organization policies. So here the economic realities and its CEOs and market forces, organization cultures and some industry standards, core strategies all may work in but its values will add strength to the compensation philosophy. So aligning this compensation to overall business strategy, always think of where to go and how to go. So that's what this will provide a clear direction to the employees to achieve the organizational objectives.